Hey there, YouTubers. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what the best graphics cards for mining using solar power are. Now, if you have seen any of my other channels, you know I have a lot of graphics cards. I also have a substantial amount of solar power. Uh, Quite a bit of gear that I bought. Some of it has been given to me for reviewing, and so we have a lot, and trying to put it to use to save on the electric costs. Now, some of these cards, if you look at nicehash.com, and that's where we're going to spend most of our time. Two things really we want to look at. One is the wattage used, and then that left column there, which is how much money you would actually be making. And let me run the mouse over it. So this left column. So since with solar, you don't really have to factor in what your power company's charging you. That would be this other column here. So what we really care about is over here. Um, so some of the cards you could see, you're going to get more money out of them per watt. So if we were just to compare the GTX 960 and the RX 550, which I own a 554 meg, I used to have the 960, but if you just compare these and you were to plug these in to, let's say, one of your batteries overnight that you charge during a day, obviously the 960 is going to drain the battery quicker than the 550 will. So between these two, you are getting a lot better, making more money per watt, right? So you could almost just divide these columns. Now, the thing in here is that's nice about these, if you have like a Z390 motherboard that's got 3 PCIe slots, you could have potentially 3 of these cards on there drawing, 210 plus the CPU plus all your peripherals. So does that make you a whole lot of money at the end of the day? Not really. So there are much more efficient graphics cards out there. Now, if we bump up a little bit, RX 460, 4 gig, which I have. I also have I have a 2 gig, but that one doesn't matter for this. I also have the 560. Excuse me, I have the 562 gig and the 564 gig. But you can see, this is definitely a better return. Not, humongously better, but it's definitely better. Now we jump up here. The GTX 980, not necessarily the best due to the amount of wattage it's using. So can be said about the GTX 970. Now, when we get to the 1050 Ti and the 1050, which I have both of, I would plug these in before I would do the 550 or the 560. See, this is, much better return right here, right? So that would be a decent card for me to stick into my solar panel rig. This guy uses a little too much power. The 980 Ti definitely uses too much power. 1060 3 gig. I have the mining version of this. That one is pretty good, right? Now you're talking for every 10 watts, you're getting more than 10 cents back, okay? So this guy, the 1050 and 1050 and 1050 Ti, they're basically for every 10 watts, you're getting 10 cents back. So this guy here, the 3 gig 1060, is a pretty good one to get. The 584 gig, which I have one of these, and I have the 570 and the 470. They are, a little better than these cards at the end of the day. Now the 1650 Super, and the 1650. I think so far, out of the cards we've looked at, if you had a choice in buying these for a solar panel rig, these would be even better. Now we're talking almost 20 cents. Well, this guy is, sorry, talking almost 20 cents per 10 watts, right? So that's pretty darn good. Now, of course, the price of this is a little bit more than the 1050. It's funny, you know, these are selling brand new for $300, give or take, and even the 1650 is 300 some bucks. So, but if you were looking at solar panel, that would probably be the one to go with. Now, we also have a 5500 XT 4 gig. So really all three of these are in the same category. I don't have one of these guys, and this guy uses way too much power. So not anything decent there. Now, I do have the 1066 gig, and we're talking over 20 cents per 10 watts. All right. So right now, out of what I've seen, the GTX 1066 gig is a good deal for solar panel. You can get pick those up for about 300 bucks on eBay. Of course, they're all going to be used. We'll skip over the Titan. Titan X is kind of hard to, when you go searching for Titans. These are still pricey. I'm trying to figure out which one's which. All right, now the 1660. Look at this, folks. I don't know how accurate this is, but if you're only using 50 watts, now we have just hit our new king, okay? You would want to have multiple ones of these because one power supply, if it's running this wattage, one of the bigger ones, you know, the 750s that have multiple GPU, PCIe connectors, that would probably be a darn good investment. Definitely for solar panels. So this is something I'm going to check out in the future. I don't know how accurate these numbers are. Maybe you need a BIOS mod, but you know, at the moment, the 1660, which I have one of those, is looking like a stellar graphics card for solar. Of course, they are $400. They'll take you $200 for your ROI on that one, but you know, that isn't too bad. Jump up to the 8 gig, which these are pretty pricey, folks. 30 cents per 10 watts. Not looking as good as the 1660 would be. If we keep bumping up, you know, the wattage is kind of high through these. So far the 1660 is probably the best card to go with for solar. Now we get to the 1660 Ti. You know, this card costs more, and you can see it's still 40 cents to every 10 watts. You know, it's going to take, these are going used for about 500. I picked the one up brand new on Amazon after taxes for, I think it was $483. So this is going to be a good one for the solar. Not necessarily the Ti or 1070 Ti. Then we've got the 1660 Super. This is less than 40 cents per watt. So surprisingly, the Ti and the original are better for solar. I also have an RTX 2060 still in the box, 30 cents per 10 watts, so not necessarily a good one there. Boom. Here we go, folks. I just picked one of these up. This is amazing. You know, you guys are going to see all this stuff in the future when I get back to the house. I bought a lot of this crap while I was here. This guy, slightly better than 40 cents per 10 watts, right? Of course, these are not cheap. You are talking, how much? $5.99. Trying to think how much those go for. If you get them off of course my alarm's going off in the background. If you get those off of eBay, you can pick them up for slightly more than 600 plus tax. You know, of course, the ROI is going to be a lot longer. But if it's only using 60 watts, folks, You could have multiple one of these for a solar panel, solar powered rig. All right, so can we beat this? Right now, the 6600 XT is the champion of this. Nope, not beating it there. Not 3. $115. So we still, I've got one of these guys. I don't think we're going to beat that, folks. Oh, wait a second. 3060 Ti. If you can get this isn't an LHR one. If you can pick one of these up, that one is also, dang. Yeah, this is greater than 40 cents per 10 watts. I don't know if we can beat it though, folks. I think that's as good as it's going to get. Yeah. So there you go. The decision would be between a non-LHR 3060 Ti and the RX 6600. I have the RTX 3060 Ti LHR, so not quite as good. But yeah, and that one's so pricey. So, you know, if you want to talk money-wise, RX 6600 XT would be the more, the RTX 3060 Ti would be the most expensive. But that, you know, if we were talking different categories, on the high end, if you got the money, that one's obviously going to create more money for you. Return on investment, you know, it's going to take a while to get that money back, right? If we look at it, 501, okay? These guys, who knows what they're actually going for. I can tell you, I picked up for 750, I think it was. Yeah, 750, the LHR version. Didn't remember seeing a single 3060 Ti non-LHR, but you got to figure that thing is probably going to be well over $1,000. You know, that wouldn't be too bad if it was only 1,200 day return on investment. You know, this assumes you have all the solar panel stuff, right? But otherwise, you know, dropping back down, the RX 6600 XT is pretty good, and then any one of the GTX 1660 Ti or 1660. So those are my 4 graphics cards that I would recommend to buy. Well, you got the high end, and you got the 3 cards kind of in the middle, and then on the low end, you know, probably the 1650 Supers or 1050 Ti. Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.